I got my first vehicle when I was 12 years old, back in 1968. My grandmother bought me a used Honda C50 for my 12th birthday. There was a field and an old tennis court next to our house, and we used to race the bikes around it. We had a Honda S50 and the Rally Moped, plus a Rally Roma scooter, which my friend James later restored. In 1972, when we were 16, myself and my friend Dave bought matching Puch MS50D mopeds. At age 17, I had a 1959 Li150 Lambretta, and James was using the restored Rally Roma scooter. In the mid-70s, I had a Suzuki T250J, which I later traded for a brand new Suzuki TS100, as well as a Reliant Regal van. Early 1980s, I swapped my Reliant van for an Austin 1800 Land Crab, had a Suzuki T500 and then a Honda Goldwing GL1000. During the 80s, we had MG Midget, a Honda Z600, a brilliant Suzuki SC100, and a succession of other cars which I bought, restored, and then moved on. In July 85, I borrowed a Sinclair C5.
What do you think?
Around 85, I bought a Type 2 split-screen VW van off my friend Rudy for £65 and ended up doing a massive restoration. We sold it in the early 90s, and I often wonder what happened to it eventually. While the VW van was being restored, I bought my first American car, a 1972 Cadillac Coupe de Ville, 7.7 litres. Fantastic. The trunk was so big you could get 3 push bikes in it. In a moment of madness, I swapped the VW van and the Cadillac for a Harley Sportster. In 1990, I bought another Cadillac Coupe de Ville, this time a 76 8.2 litre. Truly beautiful machine. In the very early 90s, the Cadillac was traded for a Chevy G20 day van. 1993 saw me purchase my first military vehicle, a 1963 Abbott 17-ton self-propelled gun. I passed my driving test for track vehicles in early 1994, driving around Bromsgrove. In 1995, I traded the Abbott for 2 Ferret Scout cars and a Saracen, armoured personnel carrier. Over the next few years, I had a succession of military vehicles, including this superbly restored 1943 GMC Jimmy. One of the more unusual military vehicles was this 3.5-ton Shoreland armoured car that served in Ireland. Around 2009, I had several of these superb French Army Simca four-wheel drive trucks with the flathead Ford 4.2 litre V8 engine. I used this one to tow the Wright Whirlwind 9-cylinder 400 brake horsepower radial engine. In 2017, I had this 1974 ex-military lightweight Land Rover, which had a 4-litre Rover V8 engine in it. In 2007, I purchased the CVRT Striker and began a 4-year full restoration to almost as good as new. In September 2012, the CVRT Sabre arrived and the Striker departed for Canada.
Adios. It's quiet.
After a 2-year restoration, the Sabre emerged and headed off to the petrol station. September 2017, and the Sabre headed for a new home up near Liverpool. From around 1995 until 2003, we had several other vehicles, including a Toyota Emina and a Toyota Previa, plus this very nice Astro Dayvan, plus a brand new Yamaha Dragstar and a Suzuki M800. In 2003, after 28 years, I left the BMW world and became self-employed. During my time with BMW, I had a new car pretty well every 3 months, everything from a Vauxhall Astra in the early days up to any vehicle in the BMW range. But out of them all, the one without doubt that was the most fun to drive was this orange Mark II Escort 1600 Sport. Lovely car. In 2003, we bought an ex-Stratford sightseeing bus, a Daimler, open top, and had it converted as a hospitality unit. You can drive a bus over 30 years old on a normal car licence, and previously I'd been lent a Leyland Titan for the weekend and almost bought an AEC Regent ex-London Transport. Between 2004 and 2016, I did aerial photography with a 100-foot telescopic mast mounted on these three incredible vehicles. At roughly the same time, 2005 up to 2020, I did private hire taxi work with 2 Chrysler Voyagers and 3 Chrysler 300C Tourings. Over the last 26 years, Linda and I have visited every US state. We have driven over 60,000 miles and rented some very cool cars.
Howdy.
Back in the UK, and my love affair with American cars continues. In June 2015, we bought this American import, one owner from new, 1975 8.2 litre Cadillac Sedan DeVille. We sold the Cadillac in May 2018. In Jan 2018, we bought this Beaufort. It's a kit car based on a 1977 Cortina sort of Mark IV running gear, but somebody's put a nice 3.5 litre Rover V8 in this one. Sounds great and goes very well. We really like it. So much so that we actually sold the Cadillac and kept the Beaufort. In June 2020, we bought this absolutely beautiful Ford E150 Econoline day van, 5.8 litre V8, in such good condition, an absolute pleasure to drive, sounding great as well. We sold it in March 23. At the end of 2018, I bought a Rolls-Royce R2 gas turbine engine, got it mounted on a trailer, and we ran it for the first time in September 2020. At around the same time, that's September 2020, we had a Reliant Robin three-wheeler for a while. Great fun, but ended up selling it. In May 2017, I bought my second Harley, this time a V-Rod. Gorgeous bike, very quick. Yeah, kept it for a couple of years. May 2021, I bought the Honda Pan-European 1100cc. Fabulous bike on the road, but just a little bit too heavy for me. So eventually sold it and bought the Honda Deauville NT700. So, to the Honda NT700V Deauville. I really like everything about this bike. Probably the best bike I've owned. It's just a pleasure to ride, and since buying it in August 22, I've done over 4,000 miles. So really looking forward to this summer to get out, mainly in North Wales. So here we are, the penultimate machine. This is a Yamaha Striker, an American import, 1300cc V-twin. What a great bike. It's a bit of a beast, to be honest. It's great fun to ride and sounds absolutely awesome. The final machine, and it's a project. It's a Honda CD200 Bentley, the very one in this photo. Unfortunately, this is what it looked like a few months ago, having been left outside for well over 20 years. But in the last week, so that's Feb 24, I've rebuilt the engine and it's been started for the very first time. Whoa, nearly forgot one. My current sensible car, a Ford C-Max. So there we have it. 56 years and over 60 machines. I wish I could have kept them all, but really didn't have the space or the money. I'm pretty happy with what I've got now. The Beaufort, the Deauville and the Yamaha Striker, plus an ongoing project. if my track record's anything to go by, I'm sure there'll be something else soon. You know, I've always fancied a fire engine, but please don't tell Linda. Now where's my checkbook? I did have a look at this one 2 or 3 years ago.